Sairam children, welcome back and have a good day. In today's class of EVS 1, we will continue with chapter number 3, Animal Shelters, part 6. Let us go through the content outline. Children, there are 4 topics in our content outline. They are: why do we need houses? Animals who build shelters for themselves. Animals that find ready shelters in the surroundings. And shelters for domestic animals. Children, we have already completed first 3 topics from our content outline. Today, we will go through our last topic, that is shelters for domestic animals. Before we proceed further, let us recap of what we have learned in our last part. We have learned that some animals do not make any efforts to build a shelter. They simply look around for a safe place. Some doves and pigeons live in forests. Some live in small hollows in high cliffs. Some live near our houses. They find the shelter in gaps of the walls. Some types of bats live in tall trees, but some live in dark caverns in mountains, or they look for shelter in old deserted tumble-down buildings. Now today, let us learn about shelters for domestic animals. Some people love to keep pet animals because pet animals serve as a good companion. People love the company of pet animals, whereas some animals are kept because they are useful to us. We look after the animals we keep, we feed them, we take care of them when they are ill. The animals we keep become very dear to us. So, we build shelters for them. Thus, when people keep animals, they build shelters for them. So, children, when we find some animals useful, we keep such animals and we build shelters for them. There are different shelters built for different animals. So, the shelter built for hens is called a chicken coop or hen house. Let me explain you once again. The shelter built for hens is called a chicken coop or hen house. Next, a cow shed is built for cows. The shelter built for cows is called a cow shed. The shelter for a horse is called a stable. A stable is built for a horse. A kennel is built for a dog. The shelter for a dog is called a kennel. The shelter built for a pig is called a sty. A sty is built for a pig. So children, let us revise all the topics that we have learnt so far in this lesson. The first topic that we learnt was, why do we need houses? In this topic, we learned that we need houses to protect ourselves from very cold weather, gusty winds, scorching sun, heavy rains that cause great discomfort. A house also protects us from thefts. Some people live very close to forest. They have to face the threat of wild animals. A house protects them from the wild animals too. Like us, do animals also need shelters? Yes, some animals do. Some animals build shelters for themselves. Some animals find shelter in safe places in the environment. In the second topic, animals who build shelters for themselves, we have learnt that nests are shelters that birds build. Birds are afraid of animals that eat eggs. So, they need a safe place to lay their eggs. Baby birds come out of the eggs. There are animals that eat these young birds. The young birds are too weak to defend themselves. The nest keeps the young ones safe. Birds use things like grass, straw, twigs, cotton, wool and pieces of thread and string to build their nests. This makes the nest soft and warm inside. But the nests of all birds are not all alike. Weaver bird chooses a thorny tree which has some branches hanging over water. It builds its nest on the highest of these branches. Animals that eat eggs find it difficult to reach this nest. The tailor bird is smaller than a sparrow. It selects a plant with bigger leaves and builds its nest by stitching the leaves together. It uses a fine tendril to stitch them together. This little nest is big enough for the tailor bird. Some insects also build their own shelters. For example, honeybees build their honeycombs on trees or under the roof of an overhanging cliff. Rats and mice live underground in fields. They dig into the soil and make holes and burrows to live in. Rats and mice also live in areas where people live. They make holes in the walls or under the floors in houses. Rats and mice mostly take shelter in mud houses and not in those built with cement. That is because they cannot dig holes into cement construction. Now, in the third topic, that is animals that find ready shelters in the surroundings, we have learnt that some animals do not make efforts to build a shelter. They simply look around for a safe place. Some doves and pigeons live in forests. Some live in small hollows in high cliffs. Some live near our houses. They find the shelter in gaps of the walls. Some types of bats live in tall trees, but some live in dark caverns in mountains. or they look for shelter in old, deserted, tumble-down buildings. So children, in short, what we have learned? We have learned that animals need a shelter to protect themselves from the cold, wind, sun and rain. Some animals build their own shelters. Some animals look for ready shelters in their surroundings. We build shelters for the animals we keep. Now children, let's do an activity. Fill in the blanks with correct options given below. Number 1. The shelter built for hens is called a dash. Children, there are two options given below. They are option A, coop, option B, sty. Now, quickly select the correct option. Yes, you are right. Option A, coop is the correct option. So, the shelter built for hens is called a coop. So, now children, let us click on the correct option. Yes, option A, coop is the correct option. The shelter built for hens is called a coop. Next, number 2. A dash is built for cows. There are two options given below. They are option A, stable, option B, cow shed. Children, identify the correct option. Yes, you are right. Option B, cow shed is the correct option. A cow shed is built for cows. So children, let us click the correct option. Option B, cow shed is the correct answer. A cow shed is built for cows. Next, number 3. The shelter made for a horse is called a dash. There are two options given below. Option A, stable. Option B, cave. Children, select the correct option. Yes, you are absolutely right. Option A, stable is the correct answer. The shelter made for a horse is called a stable. So, quickly click the correct option. Option A, stable is the correct answer. The shelter made for a horse is called a stable. Next, number 4. We build dash for the animals we keep. There are two options given below. They are option A, buildings, option B, shelters. Children, identify the correct option. Yes, you are absolutely right. Option B, shelters is the correct answer. We build shelters for the animals we keep, right? So let us click option B. Yes, option B, shelters is the correct answer. We build shelters for the animals we keep. Always remember, children, is it right to keep animals in cages for our pleasure? No. Let them live in their natural surroundings. So children, thank you very much. Today we have completed the explanation part of the chapter. In the next part, we will discuss questions and answers. Till then, Sai Ram.